Okay, well, it's 6 o'clock, so we'll call the meeting to order. Any additions or deletions from the floor? Anybody else? J3, Victoria Street trailer takeout. Some questions on it? Huh? I3, yeah, okay, I3. Think I'd had my alphabet down by now. Anything else? If not, can we have a motion to approve the agenda? So move. Seconder? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any nays? None. So we put the delegations and the presentations up first, and that way you get done and you can sit here for the next 2 or 3 hours and enjoy the rest of the meeting. Sure, yeah. So we have Nancy with us. Good evening, Nancy. We chat a lot, but you folks don't have the opportunity to hear from us.
Thank you, Mayor Cleveland and council members, for the opportunity to share this information with you. You've received my most recent progress report dated May 2024, and I've also sent this one out as well. And I've made some notes to summarize what this past year and a half has looked like. I started my position by applying and successfully acquiring funding from the Office of Healthcare Professionals Recruitment, which was recently successfully done for a second time. Some projects planned are health center hospital walkthrough videos, healthcare student care packages, primary healthcare provider focus groups, healthcare retention survey partnered with REN Local Immigration Partnership, and more. I've made many connections in various organizations: Nova Scotia Health, Doctors Nova Scotia, Dalhousie Medical School, Turning the Tide, Western Regional Enterprise Network, YReach, Nova Scotia Labor Skills and Immigration, Nova Scotia Works, school representatives, and many more. I have monthly meetings with MLA Jill Balser, monthly check-ins with Karma Chakowski, Nova Scotia Health Physician Recruitment Consultant, monthly provincial navigator meetings. Last year, I hosted 15 first to fourth year medical students from Dalhousie Family Medicine Interest Group. I attended the Rural and Remote Medicine Conference in Niagara Falls, and we've hosted first year medical students for Rural Week this year and last. I've taken a workshop on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, and completed the Welcome Ambassador training through ISANS, Immigrant Services Association of Nova Scotia. Had branding established for Digby area healthcare engagement, a new website and social media accounts created. A fantastic recruitment video was made with the OHPR funding, which is the first thing you see when you open up the new website, and we'll look at that after. I've made some connections with local rental property owners and created a database of housing options. Established connections with local students who are currently studying in the healthcare field and also ones who are interested in going into it. Attended the Dalhousie Family Medicine Resident Education Weekend Job Fair. Have done community presentations for the PRAP, Practice Ready Assessment Program cohorts. Joined the Local Immigration Partnership Council. Continue partnership with the International Educated Nurses. Delivered gifts and treats in recognition of our healthcare professionals. I've hosted a number of events: bowling night, movie nights, pizza party, ice cream parties, an afternoon appreciation event, newcomer meet and greets, multicultural celebration, and a healthcare-focused career fair for local high school students. The Community Navigator Group was recently added to the agenda of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Nova Scotia's Welcome Collaborative, which supports physicians new to Nova Scotia. We are able to promote the things we do to help newcomers get settled, as well as hear any concerns, feedback they have. Overall, we have welcomed and helped settle 5 doctors and 2 nurse practitioners. Some things coming up are planning the community primary healthcare focus groups, partnering with the Digby General Hospital Staff Activities Committee on more activities, events, so we're not duplicating and/or overloading staff. Planning for a staff barbecue activity sports day at Savory Park in June. Evening at the Climbing Wall for healthcare staff and their families. And set up one-on-one meetings with new and existing physicians to make sure they're settling in and see how things are going with work life. Some of these have already taken place. Work with Jessica Chant, the Western Regional Enterprise Network Local Immigration Coordinator, on Healthcare Retention Survey. The Digby Multicultural Festival Planning Committee meetings. The festival is scheduled for Saturday, June 22nd from 10 to 4 at the Digby Marina Stage and surrounding area. the foundation's annual memorial golf tournament on June 19th, and continue with healthcare acknowledgement, appreciation, although these seem to slow down over the summer months, but ramp up again in the fall. This past year and a half has been a time of learning and networking. I think we have already come a long way with why the position was established, but still have much more to do. And I'm excited to be a part of the solution of what the future holds for healthcare in Digby and the surrounding areas. So we can show the video.
Might lose the presentation, Mike, you might not see it.
No problem.
Or we might not see it.
Oh, I see it.
See it?
I see it. Do you see it?
Let you click on the arrow.
It will not. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Oh, why would there be no audio for the video?
Do I need to get out for you to see it?
Oh, we don't need to do that. I'm sure you've all
You
seen
can't
it.
afford it, everybody.
Yeah, and I put the DigbyAreaHealth.ca website is in my summary, so.
It's on YouTube, so we can all.
Yeah, it's
share.
on YouTube. It's on the website, and I sent it out when we first got it.
Oh, it's delayed.
No, just kidding, it's over here.
Oh, that's weird.
Turn on my audio, seems like it's loud,
Want to do that, sir?
man. Sure. There you go.
See if it'll play.
Teamwork.
It's like it's
Yeah,
You two try to sync it.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does have a feel unlike a lot of the other places where I've lived and worked.
It's the kind of place that you know everybody by name. And content being right here in Digby.
I'm Ashley McCormick. I'm a full-time emergency department physician at the Digby General Hospital. I had a plan to be a rural family doctor, so even though there's need everywhere, it felt good to be able to come home. There aren't many places where you can go and really feel like each day you're making significant differences in people's health.
The level of care here in Digby is extraordinary. My name is Mallory Francis. I am a licensed practical nurse at Digby General Hospital. Working here, I feel like I am making a difference. Not only do we deal with emergency situations, we also care for patients for their long-term illnesses as well. We have a brand new dialysis unit, which takes care of long-term care patients.
The Digby General Hospital serves a population of 7,000 people in the municipality. We have over 200 staff. My name is Gail Taylor. I'm a registered nurse in the dialysis department. I have worked in much bigger hospitals, and I think we give really good care to our patients. I think we give really good care to the community. We have 6 dialysis machines, and we can do 6 patients in the morning, 6 patients in the afternoon. Sometimes we see these patients more than their families, and we get to know them, and they get to know us. But when you work in dialysis, your patients always leave feeling better.
We're actually creating, more of a home-like, but also looking at them as a person environment. I'm Charlotte Sabin, and I'm the recreation therapist. I make a different connection with the patients that is something unique to what I do. We do fishing with our patients. We go to community member's home and he's got nice and flat, the stocked lake, and we take the patients fishing. So again, having those connections.
we take pride in our work. So if I'm doing something and need support, I can lean on my coworkers or vice versa, because that's what makes a good team.
My name is Dr. Prince Danjongo. When I arrived in a new environment, I had a lot of hopes, and those hopes have never been negative. It's always positive. They feel like a home, not just to me, but to my kids, and that gives me a lot of joy. Makes me feel well appreciated, well loved. Even if I have a dark skin, everybody loves it, and that is what humanity is, and that humanity, inspired me to give my best.
Many of the people who have chosen to stay and work at the Digby Hospital and have stayed for many years do so intentionally. It creates a group that knows each other, that respects each other, and that trusts each other.
We have travel nurses, so the connections we've made with them are incredible. We love to take them to see the sites around Digby. They always comment that we are the friendliest community. Digby is surrounded by St. Mary's Bay and the Bay of Fundy. We're known for the world famous scallops and our high tides.
It's hard when someone new comes, and I get that. But there's anything and everything you want. Whether it's church, whether it's sport.
There are many provincial parks around our area and lots of opportunities to walk along the shoreline.
You can drive for 10 minutes and you're in the middle of nowhere.
So many young families in town where there is so much to do for children, where our problem is not how are we going to find activities for our kids, but how do we politely say no to all the wonderful activities that our various friends are arranging for our children? One of the beauties of working in Digby is it's rare to not have a day go by with someone and say thank you for being here.
What we're able to do with a small team in a rural place, we do miracles. We absolutely we create miracles here.
Very good. I often find the cat of that gentleman in the video.
Anybody have any questions?
I know for me, it's just been a great year and a half. I don't have to think about healthcare. You take care of it all. I send everything to her. She just calls me when she needs a drive, so.
Well, with the mobile clinic, you go to the clinic up here, you're walking out there today, and it's full. I mean, it's nice to see.
Yep. It is, yeah.
It's a clean year.
Yeah, the negativity levels have dropped considerably in the community. And the ones that still continue with that attitude, well, they just don't want a doctor. They don't want to take the effort to call.
Yeah. There's definite access to care.
Yes.
Yeah, despite my joke about not having a doctor, technically, I'm happy to say that I got a call a few weeks ago to get on board to the clinic.
There you go.
So it is, it's
working.
helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good.
Really
Where do we go from here? We try to keep the ones we have and add more.
It's a reasonable amount.
Well, right now, the clinic is running out of space.
Yeah.
So they are going to do some renovations to the basement. But there's room in Bear River, there's room in Weymouth, so there's options there, I guess, for.
The renovations in the basement are being funded by Yarmouth or from the health Department of Health, or do we don't know?
As far as I know, I don't know.
And is there a specific area of focus still? Is it on more doctors, or is it nurses or nurse practitioners, or just everything?
It's kind of everything, they're trying to address that, with the international educated nurses that they're trying to onboard, to help with the nursing crisis. And the foundation has offered scholarships for LPN, RN, and medicine now. So we're hoping we've spread that word out to the high school students that if anyone's interested, there's some funding there for them. Yeah. Housing, it's not that it's not there, it's not super affordable. Yeah, I usually can find something, but sometimes it's not furnished, which is usually like anyone that I have coming usually is looking for furnished because they're coming from far away or, but the prices are pretty high. Well, see, with the people I have, like the travel nurses is paid through the province, but anyone I have coming, they're paying themselves. So it just depends on their situation. Yeah.
Well, there's lots of housing projects on the book, so
Mhm.
if the outcome commission, maybe that'll.
I think that will definitely, yeah, and I think it will help too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that.
Mhm.
Oh, any other questions? Apparently we funded you again.
Oh, sweet.
It's just all that. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So if you got any questions, reach out to Nancy. That's, I just did that with travel nursing weekend. I couldn't get into her place to live. So, call Nancy. She can help you, but I guess you got straight to.
That is straight. Yeah.
And the selfie stick I found in my car.
Yeah.
I found it, my wife's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tony wrote me back and he's like, I don't even know what that is.
Well, I didn't either. I had to take it all and set it up. So I was in Winnipeg, so sent a picture of it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See
Have a good
you.
evening.
Bye-bye. See you. Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, so share that video around. I have in the past, but share it again, with some people. It's a good marketing tool, get it further than bigger. Yeah, Mike, can you still hear us?
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you see us?
yeah.
We can't see you.
Is that a Maple Leaf jersey you're wearing? It's blue.
Okay, minutes of the previous meeting of May the 6th, 2024. Everybody's read through those? Noted any errors or omissions? If none, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Seconder. Go ahead. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Please, no. And no business arising from the minutes. So the CAO report. Okay.
Not a busy month.
Hmm.
Anybody have any questions on it?
Department of Justice one, I was gonna ask you, I meant to ask you before tonight, how'd that go?
Well, for the most part, a lot of it is, was just more information that we're trying to explain how different, how the system worked and how, what the breakdown was per officer and that we covered, talked about what we're trying. And we had any vacancies. You know, it was a good discussion on with open candid discussions. Most, I think there was, I was the only CAO there, all CAO, and the rest were basically chairs and or members of these advisory boards. Yeah, and so our policing, you say discussing what our policing problems here? Yes, I had a one-on-one, during the break. I brought it up in the group and then he came and wanted more clarification on the things that I was referring to. absenteeism or vacancies. And I brought up, it's the biggest thing. I mean, if somebody's sick for 2 or 3 days, well, that's one thing. But, we're not the only one, there's a lot of others talking about the same thing. That, yeah, vacancies were a big, concern for all the municipal units. So I talked about, us losing members to neighbor members like Claire and that to cover Claire, because Claire didn't have, but we were taking, and I said, it's not that we don't like helping out our neighbors, but the thing is that if we're understaffed to begin with, and then our active members are sent somewhere else, and we get no numbers like ever. So, and there has been I can't really remember the name, fortunately didn't write it down, but there has been a staff sergeant assigned to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look for that. I had the name too, so.
And so I had a discussion with the superintendent concerning that, and I said that I said, we're a little tired of getting lame ducks. You got, ones that are here, just to fulfill their career, waiting for retirement. And I said, we haven't had a real community-minded staff sergeant in some time, since Phil, really, and he said, yeah, and we're working on that and trying to encourage the staff sergeant to live in the community and be part of the community. But he did show me that this person wasn't on his way out, and also said that he would get penalties. But yeah, not on the way out, but he will be. He's pretty dedicated to his job and doing the job and being. So even if he doesn't live here right away, he probably may not move here day one or whatever, but his intention is probably to be in part of the community.
Yeah, I mentioned to John, I had a meeting with Corporal McCauley, and we had that same conversation with the new staff sergeant. They're excited for this guy. They know him here, so they're very happy that he's selected me. So they're pleased. So he thinks the morale will improve with this new staff sergeant. So
yeah, that's what I said. I said, lately the morale has been so low in the attachment, and we've got so many members that are saying basically, or indicating, well, I can't wait to get out of here, and they'll take almost any type of transfer to get out, and that doesn't speak well for our community by any means. So
the other conversation I had with Corporal Mike was some of our known houses that are in the retail trade.
nice way to put it.
Yeah. And they will be looking at signing some officers to address that. Yeah. So he said, you will see some action on some of these problems.
Do we have to officer for him?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yes. So
I don't figure out who he is.
usually in Victory they usually do.
Oh no, just by watching the neighbor's house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions for Don on this report? Or you got anything out there?
I guess just basic, other things, meetings I attended. Work placement, private work placement for the office assistant student from the NSCC has been completed. It's deemed to be very successful. Nova Scotia Housing, the meeting of representatives of Nova Scotia Housing was productive and opened the lines of communication and cooperation. We've been there, probably just not talk about that later on in the business. The provincial EMO exercise, Nova Bravo, it was a provincial wide exercise, and so we participated. We participated. We had 2 teams, and we can do anyway. We just mix up the teams so that we could keep the offices open. And it's a real emergency, and we try to do the same thing that happened in the daytime on working hours. But yeah, it was so we got to do actual things. I think the mayor got 2 visits. One to sign a state of emergency, and we had to go through all the steps. You couldn't, as we said, well, can't we just afford to sing them? No, they wanted right to the vault.
And that's the day I was really ill.
So, and then when it came time to cancel the state of emergency, we had to go through the same thing. You couldn't sign there and sign a form.
Leslie wouldn't come in the house. She handed it to Sarah. Sarah gave it to me. I signed it, gave it to Sarah. Sarah gave it.
I said, I'll just put sign it, and go and go.
But it was interesting that, well, I purchased the minor call saying declare it, and the call saying it's over with, but.
Yeah, I threw little monkey wrenches into it. It's supposed to have, what time was it supposed to start? 12:30. 12. But 10 to 12, I called Jeff, who was the commander at that time. I'm supposed to go at 12 o'clock to relieve him. I told him I had a problem, that I couldn't get there. I said I was at home, and the roads are closed because it was a winter storm, and the ferry wasn't crossing. And he said, well, you wait and we'll get back to you. So like, but 5 minutes later, I got a phone call back, and he said, well, we've contacted the ferry. The ferry will bring you over, special trip over, and Darren will meet you in East Ferry with a loader. So, anyway, I just thought that was, when I did get to the airport, I just drove in, and I seen Darren there with a loader, and he went in to find out. He says, well, I went to pick up, so they told him to come here at town hall to pick me up. And said I couldn't find Tom anyway. And I walked in behind him. So anyway, it was just
Good exercise.
like a good exercise.
I wanted to participate more, just, or screw things up, but I was too sick to even think about it, so. Anyway, all good. Was good.
Now, just, would you be on site? Like if we had an emergency like that, would you be on site at the
I
UCC?
could be, yeah, I could be.
Do you want to?
Not really. I'm curious.
Well, I took the basic, thing, and I've had incident command training, but when I went through it, as an elected official, they had a scrum, all the mics in your face, so it's Mayor Cleveland, big disaster in Digby, blah, 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 blah. What do you say about it? And I said, well, I'm in Florida right now, but I'm keeping in contact with my wife on a daily basis, see what's happening. But Could be, but usually the public official would put in themselves a different press for the high level press releases, yeah, stay calm, that kind of stuff. Listen to your email. Okay, anything for Tom? Thanks, Tom.
The other one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ninth Street upgrade project, so future construction meeting was held on 30th of May. The representatives of Dexter Construction, the DPE project manager, design engineer from DeWolf Morris, myself and the Public Works, director to review the following, which is the safety contractor site safety plan and traffic control management plan, overview of the scope of work, contract documents, required permits, notification to residents, communication plans, point of contact, which are basically the contractor, subcontractor, and consultants of the town of Beaver. They have to need to communicate all the time. And to get that plan in place. Project schedule start up the third week of June. And the completion is the end of November. Submittals, shop drawings, we'll get those. Change management, and so that's the review of the process for change orders. If something that they come across is a change order from what's in the contract, then we have the process that they have to go through. They just can't go and fix it and bill us, but that's what we have to supply us with the change order, and or the project manager issues a change order after he finds all the details and confers with that in item. And usually we end up doing it, the process to ensure that we don't get taken advantage of.
You're digging a hole and taking everything out. It's not like you're expecting, oh, maybe this will be okay.
Yeah.
Everything's going.
Yeah. But we have, occasionally you do run into.
Yeah, you might get
things that, see, the worst part about us is that we have is that we don't have as-bills for that age infrastructure, right? So we don't we know all the history that we know about what's in the ground just came from superintendent to foreman and stuff like that, and very little. But the engineers can provide as-bills. So you can look at a plan and say, oh, that valve is over there exactly, or it's close to it, and things like that. So you may run into something every once in a while. So.
Is there any danger of something you don't know crossing that street?
Yeah.
You don't know was there?
Yeah, that's another problem. That's one of the things. You may run into something that nobody has a clue that it's there, but it's there, it's been there, and if you are lucky enough not to disrupt it or break it, but if somebody's summer drain goes across, then and you end up breaking it, and that the other end that was supposed to be down in the field somewhere, we have to fix it like that. But they're pretty minor, but we have a process for to go through. So
I get asked by the Tim Hortons crowd almost every other day, the Mountain Street Tim Hortons crowd. So they all sit at one table.
So
Is there a secret underground tunnel downtown? I just noticed when the building came down in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Of the lot, there was like the stone archway down there. Just wondering, is that for the mole people, or is there a different purpose for that? Oh, wrong. Okay.
I contacted Bernie Mariah, and he got it dealt with the original sewer that basement.
Okay.
What he got it.
It was a legend. See, I look forward to starting up. Any other comment, questions for Tom? Nope, we can see you now, Mike. Hey, Mike. Okay. Waste check annual meeting, I was in part of that, I was here, and I couldn't get a good Wi-Fi connection. This chamber was being used, I was in the mayor's office. So I crashed halfway through, so. See, we have a new executive. Linda's the chair, Linda Gregory the warden, I think she's chair every other year, Mike. She's been
Yeah,
chair.
pretty well. Ever since I've been on, she's been chair.
Okay, so that was the gist of the report for the meeting. But as I said, I lost my connection, so there was nothing else after that anyway. This was the primary focus of that meeting, so. And then the regular waste check meeting. Any comments on it?
Leisure, acceptance, trying to repair some of those cars.
Yeah. Lose a lot of wheels on stuff. But the guys with the trucks, if you watch them, days are pretty rough with them too. They're slamming and banging them around and beat the cover right off. Okay, no questions on that. Yeah, I wonder how they hold that metal one. Maybe that's a question we can ask, Mike, if there's an option with green cards, different types of materials for green cards. Plastic or.
Yeah, they're pretty costly. I know that. I know before we could do it in our backyard, like when it originally started, you could do like what's it called?
Composting.
Composting, yeah, but I get that was kind of discouraged after a few years.
Well, you shouldn't, you can't put meat and stuff in it or you'll have rodents anyway, so.
Yeah.
I just did table scraps and leaves and tags, dirt, it worked well. Okay, we'll move on to committee of the whole. On some motions. Anybody want to put any of those forward? Council or committee of the whole asked us to approve them.
First one.
Yeah.
Approval of fees recommended by Western Regional Enterprise Network. Change the structure of the recruitment and nominations committee as follows: 2 members from the Western Regional Board of Records, 1 member of the liaison oversight committee who is appointed by the province, and 1 member of the liaison oversight committee who is elected official of the municipality for a visit.
I'll second that.
And that was welcomed by the nomination committee in the past. We welcomed that change. Any discussion on it? None. Can we have a motion to approve? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nays, no. Motion number 2.
For the contract of Shore Road culvert replacement project to G and R Kelly Enterprise Limited in an amount of $438,190.
Seconder? Okay, I had a meeting with our MLA talking about Shore Road and the cost of this culvert and us paving it. Last time we put $205,000 into that. So she was gonna ask some questions and she asked me to reach out to her next week, talk more about it. And I suggested maybe the CEO, we'd meet up to talk in details.
So actually, that section of the Shore Road, William Street, is under the qualifies in the new Service 16 agreement for paving. That's 50 cents. So, but they set an annual budget based on his application base, and they have some, I can't.
Wasn't very much money.
It's not a lot of money for the whole province, but the thing is that the piece of Victoria Street that we were intended for, it came way too high, so we bumped it into this year's budget. And we can put an application in, we get funding, and that's the only way we should do it, is getting our 50-cent dollar. So the roads under that agreement, the roads that we get cost sharing on is Highway 303 from the town limits out on Warwick and all the way to the town limits out on Shore Road. So all of Victoria and all except for what was down on Hardware. Is eligible, and Highway Prince William Street down Highway 217 to the town limits is eligible for this too. So, yeah, unfortunately, they just paid that section not too. A couple of years ago, so.
Well, we discussed the ownership of the road because, well, so I guess Will would maybe remember, but Victoria from the lower end of Victoria Street to the Racket was built entirely by the province. They built that road in to connect to the Shore Road. And then they built Shore Road and then basically said, okay, then we built it, now it's yours, so. Yeah. But it's an entry point to the province, so they have a responsibility there too. For that. So we chatted about that, and she said, yeah, leave it with me. And next week, I talked to her last week. She said we can get together, so. Well, as you know, Tom, I'll let you know what that. Okay. All those in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Any nays? Number 3, you don't have to read that whole thing.
I'll move the priority resolution provincial capital assistance program as written.
Second,
Second.
Deputy Mayor. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Digberry Recreation. Good priority. Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought that was all one, actually.
Move the priority resolution for the student character investment program.
A second. Any discussion on that one? No, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion is carried. Digberry Recreation. Motion to package. Any questions? What's the exciting stuff?
I just want to add on that we had a small meeting on Wednesday night last week. We talked about Hockeyville to the public. We had 10 people out from the public to put together Hockeyville for 2025. And our goal is to come up with some funding for the roof. So that's going to be our focus, is the roof and the amount it takes to repair that. So it was a good group, and we're moving on to make it happen in the fall.
Am I hearing $500,000 potentially for the roof?
Yeah, about 600 actually. Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're hoping we can win the 250 and leverage that for maybe money to get provincial and federal on top of that. So.
Yeah. Good. Okay, any other discussion on it?
Splash Park this month, opening this month.
Yeah. So that's, bring your bathing suits.
Yeah, bring your kids.
Got an invitation from Cindy.
Yeah. Okay, well, moving on to correspondence. You see the letter there inviting us. Instead of me inviting you, when they invite me, it's you guys all. I always remind them of that. So. Yeah.
It's only addressed to you.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I said to Cindy, it's all of us. Anyway, that's good. It's the 15th. Rain or shine, because we call potentially could get wet anyway. So Society of Friends of Barrow. They are just thanking us for donation. It's nice that those groups do that. No, it's a fact that we think. Okay, Sydney Street planters. Yeah, the first people that arrived here in Digby, other than the indigenous, were planters. Is that what you're referring to?
That's exactly what I'm referring to. No, actually, a couple merchants from across the street feel there's too many. Down by the Scotia Bank, right close to the front door, the accessibility is narrowed there. I explained to them the reason why we put them there is because of the parking. And they said, well, the parking and the stopping hasn't really stopped, so is it worth having it in there? So do we need all those there? I don't know. So I just thought I'd bring it up and we can decide from there or take it from there.
They ain't gonna pay for the sidewalk and the infrastructure, like you just.
Yeah, it's not the parking on the street, it's the parking on the sidewalk. The assessor, yeah, I did have a concern about that too, but then I did see one of our local chair, people that are in a chair went down there. But at that end, if he was in a chair,
It is, okay, it probably
it's
could
tight.
be,
It is tight.
Yeah.
probably could be, they probably could be moved back a little.
But they were,
From that corner.
yeah, they were temporary.
Does the bus have to come together?
Yeah.
No, the bus isn't having problems. No.
But that lower one by the Scotia Bank, I was looking at that and it is tight. Narrows in there. Actually, you rush yourself in the trees.
Yeah.
For that. If there's two people going abreast.
Yeah. And the other issue is if it takes, even if you took one out, you can space them farther apart. If they think they can get that truck in there, they're gonna be there, right? That's exactly. And, you know, I don't mind saying because it's a pet peeve every time I walk out that window and you know, and Laura Lee is headed up to here with them as well because they just don't pay attention to her. And even if they write a ticket, nothing. So what?
I guess maybe we got to get hold of the company because like they said across the street, it hasn't deterred them from stopping there. Now they just stop right in the middle of the road.
Yeah, well, that's even a bigger because they're impeding traffic.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Fine, and that would be something that the RCMP can enforce.
Yeah.
Laura Lee can't enforce traffic other than parking. Right.
I know one of the comments was they were concerned about safety after the walk a little distance, but then I got thinking of it. I see him downtown Halifax walking 2 blocks. And then they park in front of a mall and they have to walk the other end of the mall. So safety, yeah, it's a concern, but if planners are gonna stay there, can you consider the smaller decorative black type or what? They don't have to be black and color.
Well, yeah, the thing is, they were put there, they were down by the House of Long. Down there, and people were using them mainly as garbage containers. And so we said, Ed said, well, we can try them to see, and so basically it's a trial. And if we're gonna go more permanent or whatever, we need smaller than we can buy, but these we already had, so there's no cost other than labor and diesel fuel, so.
Yeah. If you move the one by the Scotia Bank, that doesn't give them enough room to get on the sidewalk.
No.
That one,
It could probably come back a little more.
Yeah.
So if they can't get a parking spot right away, they'll stop for a moment, put on a blinker. The guy, they always have their next order loaded up. They'll stop somewhere and get it. He pops out, puts the stuff on the trolley and pops out. The other guy will go into the parking spot. Then he'll be in the branch when he's able to come in. I talked to them about it and they said, I know in the past, some of the previous drivers used to park on the side, but the crew that does it now, they said they've never had an issue. And they're generally showing up at a time of day, like they actually alter their schedule to make sure they're showing up at a time of day when it's not as busy. So they,
Is that,
no, we have Brinks.
yeah, well, see, that's the difference.
Yeah,
Right.
Brinks.
Brinks, like I said, Brinks used to, and we had discussion with Brinks, that was back, well, probably when Rick was doing parking enforcement by law. But, we had better luck with Brinks, because when we talked to the head office, then they were basically told, no, you don't do it, because basically, we sent them a letter and said, we'll be if this continues, we're gonna be sending you damage bills for fixing the replacement of it. As I said, it's one thing if a car happens to pull over there, or a half-ton service truck or something, but one of them Brinks trucks, one of them armored vehicles are very, very heavy. And you can see the damage that's being done over the years, so.
Well, maybe you and Ed can take a second look at that down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a second look and, 'cause I agree, the Scotiabank one is, the narrows up like this. And it was Mr. Francis that went down through there with the wheelchair. If someone had come around the corner, they would have had to wait till he went by and then walk up the side. Okay, and you can let us know.
Yep.
And the merchants across the road, the ones I guessed who it was,
Yeah.
good to be active. Social services housing update.
So I just want to comment, we had a good meeting with them, and that they're well aware of the issues and they're working on the issues down there. And yeah, we're gonna help them out with welcome packages. Laura Lee had a good welcome package available for them with the bylaws and stuff, and we can get some packages from Waste Check to help them out there. So they're pretty the communication, like Tom mentioned, I think is a lot better now. And we have contacts that Tom and Ed can call them, and Laura Lee at any time. So it was a good working relationship. I guess the one thing I'd like to mention is the amount of children down there running around. One home has 9 in it, she said, and that's on Queen Street, and the other one on First Avenue have about 6 or 7 up there. So we get about 17 kids running around down there. So, I know Ed talked about filling in that ditch on First Avenue, and we haven't got that done yet. And more kid signs and the thought of maybe a couple portable speed bumps. I don't know, but I guess start with signage first.
Yeah, I wonder about filling the ditch in, because right now it catches the garbage and leaves the neighborhood.
That's true.
Plans on Friday, the garbage down there again, but Laura Lee's been on it, so.
Yeah.
They were,
Yeah.
I was down by there today, something was off today, but I was down by there for different purpose, and, Scotia Housing was there, cleaning up some stuff. We got, on Greg's dumpster, the big dumpster is there, so they are clean, for sure.
Good, because there's a lot of garbage there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
And I think they talked about, doing more to especially the outsides of those units. Putting new siding.
I think they said they were gonna up that to next year and replace siding and roofs and windows and.
Yeah. Anyway, one of the comments that was made by one of the reps, housing said, she said, the issue has been we haven't had any money, but she said, now we have money. So the priorities, government's priorities needs to change.
Yeah, and I guess the communication open helps because they have a big area, like they're not from, well, the one lady is from here, just moved in or she's close to here. I don't know where she lives, Tom, but they have a huge region, like all the way down to, I think, Barrington, didn't she say?
Can't go all the way around, probably Bridgewater, maybe, I'm not sure. Good.
Yeah, it was quite a distance, yeah.
Yeah, apparently they lost their, well, I guess they now have one. They got the contractor doing the properties, mowing and stuff. They had to find somebody recently to take that over, so. There, okay. Last one on the agenda is, takeout trail on Victoria Street. We've asked to add that, and I get lots of questions too. Their concern, ongoing concern is just what is it going to look like? Because it's a trailer, not a container, so.
Let's,
Yeah,
when we were sort of shown their documents, it looked like it was a sea can, which is a completely different beast than what remains there. The doors were glass commercial doors. He's put in secondhand residential doors. There's no way you can put a balcony on top of that thing because it probably wouldn't support the rainwater. So, and the way it was orientated on this plan was 90 degrees different from where it landed. So a lot of people are saying, well, I think I'm just gonna go buy an 18-wheeler and set up shop and stuff. So a lot of people question,
get that.
what's the standard?
Well, I questioned them about that went there, 'cause I thought at first it was a construction trailer or something, right?
Yeah.
And he explained that it was a reefer trailer, so the insulation was already insulated. And his plan was to do basically what was shown in the thing. So I haven't talked to him in a bit. I'll have a chat with him, find out exactly what's going on.
The fear is once it's there, it's there.
Yeah. I would tell that we've got concerns about the appearance of the building, and maybe that'll encourage him along, because, yeah. Then again, when I go to Tim Hortons to get my news, that's where I get, you know, middle of the week, and they all sit there and look right across there at that trailer. So they started on there. And I just say, hey, listen, there are designs and development permit, but maybe you could talk to them.
Well, and everyone that asks me about it said that they've heard, oh, he's building it because he's gonna look back.
I haven't heard that one yet, but, okay. No. Yeah, I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either, but
Yeah, 2 and 3 people said that.
Okay.
I can, I'll have a chat.
So I would assume the fire marshal would go through that with, I know someone mentioned, it's hard to hear, but mentioned the construction of it, like, I mean, there's probably deep fryers and stuff in there. Is the commercial or residential doors like fireproof and all that stuff? I don't know, but I'm sure Chris Thibodeau is gonna go through it.
I've seen them there, so I'm not privy to the discussion, but I have seen them over there. I drove by one day and they were in there, because the electrical guy was there.
Well, I know for a fact that the Nova Scotia Power was there and refused to connect power until it was cemented hurricane type thing.
Oh, yeah.
So he hadn't done that, so he got that. I mean, they have since, but that's the other thing too, that what they put the power mast in is now in the middle of the roof, not on the side, so if you put a deck through, you're gonna have to build around the power.
I never noticed that.
And it's got an anchor cable too. So you're not limited space.
Yeah. I already met him for fun. It seems like a nice enough guy.
Oh, yeah.
Very playful. Yeah. Okay. Because it is it's an entry point to the town there too. So, first impression is you don't want some old trailer over there with garbage all over it.
No, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether, that was, basically it was the concept, and sometimes the concept doesn't work, but the main thing is that we can, detract from, it looking so much like what it is, right? Because you can cosmetically make that look.
Yeah.
I think the issue might be money too. You could, you do a lot of things with it, but if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I'm not entirely sure what his financial situation is, but,
Well, it's used to say on doors like that. There's a lot there.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, you can find it, let us know next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the KFC building's not looking too great either, so it's not a very pleasant situation when you turn left to go to the ferry.
No, there was a pending offer on that, then it disappeared. I looked one day, there was a pending offer and it's gone, so.
So did they ask us to put the barricades in there in the cement blocks? I assume people are driving through it.
I noticed them there the other day. I didn't get a chance to ask Ed yet as to who put them there, whether we put them there. It looks like it's along our street line, right?
Yeah, we did put them there. Yeah, I seen Darren put them there one day. The town crew was there.
Yeah, so it's probably to keep the traffic from going through there. Because if I turn left, we're in line on, they sneak across there.
Yeah. All right.
Open too,
Yeah, it
as
did
long
look
as,
so, yeah.
as long as there wasn't any cars.
You can walk across the street.
Yeah, you're close.
They've almost run people on the door.
Okay, you can find it for us, Tom. We have a motion to win camera.
To move.
Second, all in favor of that? Okay, we're on camera. In regards to the Thomas offer on a piece of property,
I'll make a motion that we accept the land purchase proposal, as detailed here, for the offer that has been, given.
I'll second it.
I don't know if you want more specifics than that, but.
Now, just so that, you may wanna add the price.
The price, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'll,
Yeah, this would include subdivision.
okay, so for a price of 10,000, and with the divisions and, costs, that Tom has, estimated for the subdivided consolidation.
Okay, you can work out the details, so. Yeah. And you seconded that? Yes. You're in favor of that little change? Aye. All those in favor of that motion, say aye.
All right.
Any nays? And you, yeah, I'm just gonna note that Councilor Sonia declared about that. Okay, that's the last thing on the agenda. Mike,
Motion for adjournment.
all wanted to cover up, she's behind you there. All in favor? Aye.
Second that motion to adjourn.
Okay.
And,
No, she